The other big political issue of the week. Liz, in 30 seconds or less, tell us why it's a good idea for Australia to join the rush to net zero by 2050.
Well, it's not. Look, I think the coalition hasn't committed to this yet for the very simple reason they know it would be an outright lie. We will not be at net zero emissions by 2050. That's why we've had out for so long. I hope they continue to hold out. I hope Scotty doesn't end up going to Glasgow, because why would we play into this endless pontificating when the only two people who need to be at that table are China and India? If you're passionate about climate change, get those two talking, get their emissions down, not a nation like Australia who's responsible for 1.3% of global emissions.
Yeah, Justin, honestly, this promise is 10 elections away. This target is 10 elections away.
What does that matter?
Well, the point is no one's ever going to be accountable for it. It's glib words. No one's meeting their targets.
Oh, mate, you can't base the future of the planet on who's going to be held accountable for it at the next election. If we thought like that, we'd just say to hell with everything.
This is the point. You can't base the future of the planet on some glib words from an Australian politician 30 years out from the target you're aiming for. It's just meaningless.
Can I just say that I'm thrilled that Scott Morrison is finally a convert to this cause. And yes, he should go to Glasgow for two reasons. One of them gets him out of the country and he can't stuff anything up. And it shows that Australia is fair income about doing the right thing.
Well, as I showed you earlier in the program, people who agree with you, two people who agree with you are former Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle. They're going to get in for...
Don't.
Yeah, you're with them. It's all about virtue signalling, going for ethical investments. They're going to make a mozza out of it. They love it. While the people who work for a living are going to have to pay higher power bills and maybe have more blackouts, but they'll be okay making a mozza out of their ethical investments. And another person who agrees with you is their dad, or at least the father-in-law and the dad. Have a look.
Scott Morrison, the Australian PM, isn't even certain that he could make it to the meeting in Glasgow?
Is that what he says, is he?
He did say, yeah. He said he's spent enough time in quarantine. I mean, what would you say to world leaders about why they should come to Glasgow?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say all the time. And the point being that this is a last chance saloon.
What an absolute clown. But the first lesson there, Justin, is if you don't accept what a journo puts to you, if you don't know the information, you don't accept what that bloke says. In that case, I suppose he got away with it. But that's good company.
Well, he's going to be king, mate. He can do what the hell he likes.
What about the separation of powers?
Can't.
How can he be king when he's telling us what to do in our own foreign policy and our own energy policy, Liz?
Look.
Yeah, exactly. This is the very opposite of the essence of what the monarchy is supposed to do, Chris. And anyone who knows anything about the monarchy knows that. You're supposed to be neutral, but you're talking about a man. Prince Charles is on the record as saying he wanted to see military action, some sort of military response to enforcing. You can look it up, Justin, you laugh, but this guy is someone who is well and truly drunk the Kool-Aid when it comes to this climate change cause. He is a convert and then some.
We all know
you wouldn't say that if you agreed with him.
Well, no, yes. I don't want him agreeing with me on anything. The monarchy should cut heads, not emissions, I would have thought. That's their take on global events.